Conversation. Please welcome the writer of the film, Mindi Ehrlich. As she comes up, I'll mention Mindi is not only a writer, she is a lawyer, a paramedic, I learned, as well as a reality TV star. Is that I don't follow. I do fiction, but thank you so much for being here, and thank you for this really beautiful film. I have to say, this film always stands out to me as it's the topic of gay and Orthodox is a topic that's been covered in cinema many times in many different ways, but never like this. This is not what this film is about, in my mind. This film is actually about the woman, a woman who's desperately trying to connect with her husband. Where did this idea come from? Where did it all start?
I hope you enjoy this film. Great to be here. I'm so excited to be here. Thank you for having me. So I grew up in a very Orthodox community in Jerusalem. I'm the eldest of 10 children from a very Hasidic family. My language was Yiddish until 12. When I was 17, the matchmaker started to knock on the door. And then when I was 17 and a half, I met a very nice yeshiva guy. And after one meeting, we engaged. And then when I was 18, I already was married. And when I was 19, I already became a mom. Maybe sort of my English mistakes is it was forbidden to learn English in my school. So I'm really trying to practice my English. So forgive me about my mistakes.
You're doing great.
So this film started actually when I realized after I got married, I realized that there are gays in my community, and it was a big surprise. I thought they're actually the gays only in the secular world, and and then I realized also that gay most of them are married to women, and they are living in such miserable life, and all of them live in a closet. And then I met some ultra-Orthodox gays and also ex-ultra-Orthodox gays, and all of them told me very sad stories. And then I wanted to write a story about this story, but especially the point of view of the woman, because I'm a woman and it's the easiest way for me to connect the character. And it was also very close to me, because I felt this kind of feelings to be an invisible woman in a bad relationship. And I think it was the best way to start to write this story. And also I think it's really, really important.
Absolutely. Thank you.
Thanks.
The whole story, of course, is fictional. It's not at all, not your story.
Based on.
But you are no longer. Where are you in terms of the Orthodox world and your family?
Actually, 5 years after we got married, we realized that the best way for us is to go divorced. And then after 5 years, I tried to find my own way. I went to study law. And then after I became a lawyer, I realized that my biggest dream is to write and to be a script writer. And then also I thought that this story are so intimate and so specific stories, and I felt that it's so authentic for me to write from inside out. And it's also for me, I think, a bridge to represent this kind of stories from the very ultra-Orthodox community and stories that people I love. I love my family very much. I'm in a very good relationship with them, It's the most important value in my life still now. And I thought that maybe it's the opportunity for me to show this kind of world in a very, very special way. As I hope you saw that I love the people, I love the characters, and it's not a story about black and white. It's a lot more than black and white. And also for Nir, it was a very big opportunity to find and to meet people that are so far for him. So for Nir, it actually was maybe the first time to meet Haredi people from a very close angle.
So Nir Bergman is the director of the film. He comes from the secular world, of course. And
Tel Aviv.
How did he approach all the subject matter that obviously is not his background?
It was very interesting because Nir is a very secular, very talented director. And then I met Nir in the Sam Spiegel School. And from the beginning, it was very clear for me that Nir is the very specific and very right person to direct this film. And I invited Nir to my family. Nir met my parents and my brothers and sisters. I invited Nir to the Shabbat dinner. And it was really, really different for Nir to meet so a happy Haredic family, and it was for him actually first time. And also Noor Shibak, the actress, and also Uri Laser. Both of them are very, very far from the Haredi world, and it was very interesting to understand that in the end of the day, all of us want to be in a good relationship. Everybody wants to feel like this kind of feelings, to be in love, and everybody deserves love and desires and whatever. And I think it was a very, very interesting lesson for all of us, that in the end, it's a story about people.
And you keep talking about the positiveness of the community, and so often people come, either they leave the Orthodox community and they're very critical of it, or people from the outside are very critical of it, and you feel that there's love, and they have a beautiful relationship that they're just trying to save, and even in that moment at the end when they're going to the Beit Din to get divorced.
It's a sad moment.
It's a sad moment, but they're also both have reached their places of confidence.
It's a sad moment, but a lot of hope, because Bati chose herself. And this is for me maybe the most important moment of this film, because for me it was also very important to show that they really, really love each other. And it's a pure love. And they really want that maybe Hashem will do something to, maybe Laser will become straight, but in the end, Bati realized that in the end she needs to choose herself, and sometimes it's so difficult and so complicated. I think for me it was really important also to show their love, because sometimes we think that people are, it's the easiest ways to go away. But for them, they really fight, and they really tried, and they really believe. And I think in this position, Hashem is a part of this relationship. And Hashem is a friend of them. And also, it was so close to me, because Hashem was my best friend. And I was always so praying and so trying to fix myself and be the best wife to my ex-husband. And in the end, I realized that I need to choose myself. And I hope, if I'm here, maybe it's happened.
I'm going to ask one more question. There's much more to discuss, but I'll ask one more question, then we'll take some questions from the audience.
Of course.
The actors, who are fantastic, and it's so clearly this is you had a part in the set and the details to make this so rich. Tell us a little bit about the process of the production and your part in it, and how they got close to the ultra-Orthodox world.
Actually, Chaim and Esti, the producers of this film, from day one, they were so involved, and so they really loved the story and believe in me, believe in the script. And Chaim is also an ex-Haredi, so it was for him really, really easier to understand this life. I was a part of the set. Every day I was the supervisor, the Jewish supervisor on the set. So it was really important for me to show the very, very specific and authentic details, from the tzitzit to the tichel to the shaitel. Everything was really, really important to me, because this is my life. It's not a film. It's also a film, but it's about my real life, and it was really interesting also on the set and also in the journey of the research. It was sometimes a little bit dangerous to shooting in the Jerusalem streets. It was sometimes, Chaim, the producer, was really scared about maybe the ultra-Orthodox community, because maybe a film ago, a few years ago, their truck burned. The Haredi people burned their truck. It's clear what I'm trying to tell, but it was a really like a guerrilla shooting near stand on a balcony, and he was directing from a balcony because it was a really guerrilla style. So, and in the scene that the laser is on the ground, it really was difficult and complicated to shoot this scene. But in the end, for Nir, it was really, really important to shoot specific in this Jerusalem streets.
Sorry, I have to ask one more follow-up question. Has the Orthodox community responded to this film at all?
Oh, I like this question. I was surprised. It was the biggest surprise for me. I received maybe hundreds, or maybe more, of messages from the ultra-Orthodox community. Some of them told me that they are gay. Some of them live in a closet. Some gay sent me a message that he is, after 10 years in a relationship with a woman, and he realized that he needs to let her go. And sometimes I reading and cry, and because it's about people who feel so invisible, and suddenly they feel that it's their life. Some Israeli women also sent me a message that after a few years, she's in a very bad relationship with her gay son. He is married to a gay, and when she, in the end of the film, she went to him and hugs him after a few years, and a lot of messages like this, and then I realized that it's more than a film. It's maybe it's a shofar. Maybe if this film will make maybe a little change, or someone will choose himself or herself. So for us, it's a really, really. I think it's the best way to make film.
Beautiful. Thank you. Folks, we have time for a couple of questions from the audience. We're going to pass the microphone around.
Oh, I can speak loudly.
No, we need the microphone, sorry.
Someone.
Oh, there's one up there. Somebody got the first question up there. Sarah.
Hi, thank you for coming. I'm wondering, in your mind, what you imagine happening to these characters at the end of the movie. What's their next chapter look like in their lives? Does he stay part of the Orthodox community? Does she get remarried, etc.?
First of all, I'm writing Pink Lady 2. So you have to wait. In the last scene, as you saw, Bati is looking in your eyes, and she's looking for the day after. and she's looking for the next page in her life. It's an open end. And was also for me it was important because you can think about maybe her other life, and some people ask me if the man in the beginning of the film, it's something happens between them, and I think this is the point. Tomorrow is the other thing, is another day. This is the sin. But wait.
So there is more.
Hi, I just wanted to know if your parents are going to see the film.
Unfortunately, no. It's not suitable for the ultra-Orthodox community, as you can imagine. But
that hasn't stopped many of them from seeing it, it seems.
Yeah, it's a secret, but don't tell anybody. But yeah, my parents know, but one of my family and a little bit are actually here. You can say hi. My sister is here. It's very special for me, actually. I really respect this event. It's a big problem for them to watch this movie. Also, it's a very secular move to go to the cinema. In ultra-Orthodox, it's really forbidden for them, and they have children in the yeshiva and school, and it's really complicated. So one of them watch secretly, and one of them will never watch this film. Maybe Pink Lady too. I'm thinking about it.
Would you mind?
Yeah.
Hi. You brought the mothers in to help, and they don't seem to be very helpful. Why didn't you bring the fathers in to discuss, to see if they could help? What would their attitudes be? And is that going to show up in 2?
That was a very dangerous question to ask. Where are the fathers? That's the question.
It's a film about women. Sorry. I think most of this kind of film about gays or specific ultra-Orthodox gays are every time about gays, about the men. And it was for me really important to show the point of view of the women. And also for me, the ultra-Orthodox women my mom is a Wonder Woman. And it was for me also very important to show that the powerful, the girl power, and the moms are so involved in their lives. And I think most of the Haredic project, like Shtisel or something like that, it's always about men, and the women are always behind the men. And it was for me really maybe an opportunity to show the women in the front. So that's why.
We have one right here.
You did, in my opinion, a very moving, serious subject. Some of the humor made me uncomfortable, I have to be honest, because it was the serious parts that, for me, showed that this is a serious issue. And I wondered why there was as much humor. I don't say that because I mean, the film is wonderful, but
Thank you.
I wondered just why you chose to use as much humor, at least for some people, that you did.
Actually, people always ask for more humor.
But I think that's the beautiful balance of the film. That
Exactly. It's a so sad situation, and it's so difficult and complicated. And it was for me so moments of hope, moments of laugh, moments of humor, because life it's not just sad or not just happiness. It's always a mix, always a balance. And I think it also represents my life. It's also sadness, also happiness, and everything became a real life. So it's a part of my life, and it's a part also of this story.
We're taking a
Hi.
question down here.
Hi. So, what you were saying before about how a lot of movies about gay Haredim and the community and everything, and it usually focuses on the men and the women are in the background. But then I thought to myself, what about Haredi lesbians? I don't think I've ever seen a movie or a TV show or heard of a book about Haredi lesbians married to men and how that plays out in a community.
Pink Lady 3.
The trilogy.
Don't tell.
The trilogy. Do we have time for one last question? Can we take one more? I know there's a lot of hands, but I see the microphone being passed up on top.
Oh. Well, I think it's very nice that they're friends at the end. That's really very special, because often it's the case where they really hate each other and they never see each other again. And being that they're friends at the end, I think the most practical situation would be for him to be with his boyfriend and her to find a man who wants her. And why can't they all be four together under one roof, invisible to all the two-dimensional people in the world in which they live? And the children would have their parents together, and they don't have to worry about all the communal stupidity.
Maybe we should invite.
And they could be, because they end up as friends. And if they're friends, they could figure it out.
Thank you, sir. That's Pink Lady 4. The modern family, they all move in together. I do want to take one more question from the audience here. Last one.
Okay. I thought your film was outstanding. I want to thank you.
Thank you.
There's a question, I promise. The different layers that you created were, I think, brilliant. My question is, how were you able to depict and convey such respect for all the different characters? I understand the ultra-Orthodox community. I understand just the different struggles. You conveyed it with beautiful respect. How?
Story of my life. As I mentioned, my family are very close to me, and I hide around 15 or 16 years my secular life from my family because it's too high prices in the community, and I love them really much, and it was very important for me as the eldest one to keep them far away from my other life. And I think the way I write these characters was deeply from my heart, and I love them so much, and it was for me really the best way to tell such a sensitive and such a sad story. And I wanted that in the end of the film, people will love these characters, also the mothers, the families, also the rabbi, and they really want to do their best. And I think it's a story of my family. It's a story of my community, and they will always be a part of me. So it was for me really important.
Mindi, thank you so much for this beautiful film and for being here with us. I know the lead actress was actually supposed to be here and couldn't make it.
Yeah.
The flight
Imagine
issues.
she is here.
Thank you all,
Thank
folks.
you
We
so
have a
much.
whole week of films. Join us for more.
See you in Pink Lady too.
And please check out our partners, Footsteps and the